up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. Ah, we are live. Yo, why was I late? I was late because I was doing an interview with someone, and I can't wait until that interview come out with the one and only risk taker. I was on the phone with a rapper, doing an interview. And I didn't think the interview was gonna go the way that it did. But I was doing an interview with this rapper and Rich Taker D Boy, man. I didn't think D Boy was gonna be the way he was, and I'm just gagging. I'm gagging at the conversation. It was a gag. And that's gonna drop it's gonna drop soon. We was doing that, and I wasn't prepared for what you had to say. So that's gonna drop next week. And so if y'all want to come on my show, y'all can just send me an email. And so the opportunity presents itself, and I was like, okay. So it took more time than it did, because after I got done with the interview, I had to meditate. So I can't wait for that as well, building up, my portfolio when it comes to interviewing these rappers. And I'm like, wait. So that's gonna drop sometime next week. Me and my team, we're looking over it so we can everything. We'll let y'all know when that's gonna drop. And I was just in the car. I was like, hey, I'm in the car, he in the car. And because the reason why we had to do this, because we at home in Chicago at our house, and it's a lot of noise. So I was like, where can I do an interview where it's quiet? I was like, give me the keys, I'm in the car. So I got in the car. He was in the car, and it was definitely great information. And it was awesome, man. And I was like, because children gonna be children. They don't understand that Uncle gotta get a click and a view. They understand acting up, not even acting up, but just being children. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how that go. And so yeah, and I mean, to Chicago, we had so now the snow is melting. We had some snow or whatever. The snow is melted. So that interview with Rich Taker D Boy is gonna come out sometime next week. So looking forward to it. So, but yes, it was snowing and I enjoyed the snow. I love the snow. I don't think that, I'm a type of person that be like, oh, it's snowing. Like, I born and raised Chicago, so it doesn't bother me. I love the snow. I think it's amazing. The reason why I love it, because the city don't shut down. I mean, it was snow, it wasn't even that bad, and they already had the snow plowing the block and everything. It wasn't bad at all. It's just that when I'm at home in Texas, or when I go back and visit in Texas, like they have a bad problem over there in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and everything like that. Just crazy. It ain't good. What it is, it's just not the best, because they shut everything down when it comes to, like, Dallas, Texas, shut everything down. So that's how it goes. So I'm not hanging out with nobody in Chicago. I'm gonna plan something in Chicago. I'm definitely not going to no Jeffrey pub. So I definitely declined. I don't get along with the owner like that, because I wanted the club to get shut down when them people had got into that accident in the street. I wanted the club to get shut down. So you know what I'm saying. So he don't too much mess with me. So I will not be going to the Jeffrey pub. You could have said any other place. You know what I'm saying. Me and the owner don't get along, because I called out the club that these people be getting sloppy drunk, and they got in a car and hit two people. One died and one got severely hurt. So no, I won't be going to the Jeffrey pub. And then I didn't like how the Jeffrey pub did me when I had an event there for my friend Jaquez. He was double charging the people. Like, we already had a deal and everything like that. You take the bar, I take the door money. You can't be charging them extra and double charging them. And so I didn't like that. So when I was into that, would kind of get me out of club promoting, because some of these owners want to be a little tricky. Like, you get the bar money, I get the door money. All right, that was the deal. So yeah, that's a little back history of me trying to be out here, promote out here in these streets. So I was doing that, and so I was like, okay. So yeah, that's a little history, a little history lesson. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving my nieces and nephews. You know, I love them. They giving me practice of being a father, and you know, being around children. And I know I have to work on my patience. That's something that you have to learn and work with because I'm not used to all this noise. I was getting a headache. I was like, oh my head was thriving in pain. They was making, and I'm like, why is I'm getting, I don't use to get all this noise between my grandma, she need this, between the kids need that, and this one need that, this one backflip, this one get the iPad, this one crying because I ain't got the iPad, this one want hungry, this one want some water. It's like, it's always some, the house is like literally lit, okay? And so, you know, you have to go through all of these things out here when, you know, being a parent. And so I'm like, okay, but I do want to be a parent, but I don't want a lot of kids. Okay. That have changed. At one point, I said I want 6 kids. Lord, I just want one child. All right. I'm good. I don't need no 6, no 5, no 12. They're a lot of work because I'm like, there's about 4 I'm in our house now. And so there was a lot of work. No, 4, yeah, about, yeah, 4 I'm in the house now. So no, absolutely not. Okay. So no. I feel like it's 44, to be honest. So no, I don't want a lot of kids. Just want just give me a boy and I'm good to go. I'm good to go. I'm done with it. Okay. I'm gonna wrap it up. Absolutely. So yeah, that's how that goes and stuff. I'm even avoiding because I'm being around to meet Chicago Bay, but we'll try to link up. But I'll link up on the next trip and everything. I have to be so focused on my YouTube. So doing that, I have 2 YouTube people, me doing the YouTube consultation. So y'all gonna be introduced to them at a later time. Their content, great creators coming up. I will announce that in the next week. So when they get their videos popping up, I will share them on my community wall and talk about them in my videos. So to get that traction, because I know if you talk about people, people will go and see who was Wiley talking about because we made a lot of people famous. Now I'm getting paid to make people famous. Okay. All right. So doing that, we had a good deal, and that deal gonna end on March 17th. So you better get on this good deal because the price gonna go up. So I think the 2 women that came through, they paid their money. So I'm definitely gonna be talking about them. I'm taking that very serious. I get on the phone, any questions, you got me for 30 days. So you know what I'm saying? 30 days, and the money I'm charging literally giving you free game and also free promotion on here on the Wiley Show because I made a lot of people famous over here on YouTube. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, Larry Reed didn't bring his employee on to a show and got him subscribers. He got subscribers because he was on the Wiley Show. Anyway, I go on, I go on and on and on. And so, you know, now we're going to be making people famous that pay me. All right. Their name's going to go in titles because they paid for it. All right. And it's going to be payola, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be all that in one. And also, we got the GoFundMe. And the reason why, because person had commented in my chat, they was like, is you in some motel? I'm like, yes, I'm in a motel. Make sure you contribute to that GoFundMe. So I don't want to be in a motel. I could be in a 5-star hotel. Yes, I'm right here in Roachin on 63rd and Halston, Roachin infested motel. Yep. Make sure you hit it. Yep. That's why you got to give help Brother Wiley out to get out that roach infested motel. Hotel, whatever you want to call it, so I can be out here. Yep. I'm in my car doing videos, stuff like donate, so I don't have to do lives in my car when I'm traveling around the country and all that type of stuff. So go right ahead. Yes, I'm in while living in this car. Yeah, while living in this car, help me to get up out of the car, so I can be out here with a roof on my head. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to say. But I do want to thank the contributors that came through. I do want to thank All About the Tea. She gave the highest amount of 200 on GoFundMe, and other people as well have been given on to our fund. Thank y'all so very much. And we haven't even touched that money because that money will be used only for my travel expenses, hotel, you know, flights. If we take flight, train ride, whatever, it'll go towards there. We building up our reserves. So when I go out and travel, I can, you know, get to these areas because like I've learned that, a true business person, if you're in this business, you spend everybody else's money, right? And make them rich, right? You don't spend your own money. So I said, I don't have the amount anyway. So if you want to see me travel to these places, come right through and contribute to the platform, whether it's $1, 2, 5, because that adds up. You know what I'm saying? That really, really adds up. It's 193 people watching. And if 193 people say, hey, Wiley, I just give $10. You know what I'm saying? 193 people. That's 1,930. Wait a minute. Did I do that right? Hold on. I got my math right. 195 times 10. That's $1,950, once out. And if you double that to 192 and everybody give $20, that's $3,840. So, to give, and we doing that to contribute to the show because, like I said, we are taking a show on the road. The election is coming up. I want the reserves that nice. So when the election come up, we can cover the election when they're in Dallas or they, you know what I'm saying? The battleground state. Georgia's a battleground state. Florida's a battleground state. So I can go to these places and interview the politicians, interview Kamala Harris, and represent the Wiley Show. In order for us to do that, we got to have the income because we are a one-man show. I would love to be at the White House asking the press secretary some questions. I would love to ask that type of question. I would love to do that. I think it would be amazing to have that type of conversation with politicians, but that take money. So I'm asking for the money now, especially for the election. When the election get, it'll be smooth selling. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be real hot because, we are a one-man show and, one man show. That's how it is, and I appreciate that, and that's why I love the people that have contributing to the platform. So I love that. Now we gonna get into these topics, but I just had to open up about the money part. Open it up first, and let's get into these topics. It was something I saw in the news about Forbes. Is it Ford? Ford, the car Ford. So they decided they have filed a patent that if your car get repossessed, the car will drive itself to a junkyard to get repossessed. That is going to be so dangerous. Because let me tell you why it's going to be dangerous, Mr. Ford or Ford, the Ford company. Because even already Tesla is having issues with their self-driving cars. It was a bad accident on the expressway. The car just stopped in the middle of the road. I've saw videos. That's gonna be quite dangerous. So if you don't pay your note, it's just gonna drive. What if they got it in a garage or something? Then what? You're gonna damage their property? That's gonna be a disaster. I have a friend of mine. He got his car hidden in his friend's garage. He paying for his friend garage. Just paying. I said, bro, you paying for your friend to have your car in a garage. You would come out better just paying your car note. Like the hiding for me is a disaster. I never hid my car. When I filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy back when I was 22, 23 years old, I had got all that debts cleaned out. And I got approved for a 2012 Nissan Sentra with a silver trims on it. And I didn't pay the note. I was very irresponsible, right? I didn't pay the note. And so they came and got the car. I just cleaned my car out. They came and got it. It was right in front of my grandmother's house. They came and picked it up. I didn't hide it because I know I didn't pay the note. I was very irresponsible coming up. But that changed once I've been on YouTube and learned about finance and credit stuff. I paid my first car off and I still have that car today. So, but to Ford, no, I think it's a good idea in theory, but in practice, it's going to be a disaster because what if a child is in front of the car? It's going to be so many accidents, and you will come out with all that debt accumulated with all those lawsuits that you would just come out better just writing it off as bad debt. So it's a good idea, like self-driving cars. Eventually, we will have them, but that's going to be years in advance to have that where they can have it safely because, like a lot of times, it's glitches and everything like that. It took years for the airplane so they can master the craft for the plane to stay in the air. It's going to take years to have a successful self-driving car and everything like that. So yeah, I was in a lot of debt. I owed a lot of people when I was 22, 23 years old. We'll get into that another day when we do our financial show where brother died. So I was in a lot of debt at 23. I was doing a lot of credit card debt. So I owed a lot of people. Okay. I was in my early 20s. I had to file chapters. It was a lot of debt and everything and I was able to. It was an organization that taught us how to do it by ourselves, like how to represent ourselves. So it was me, my friend, and other neighbors. We all filed Chapter 7. We was all downtown representing ourselves, and everybody was shocked. People had their own lawyers. We have no lawyers. We represent ourselves. And they shut the place down because I'm assuming that what they did, they didn't like what they're teaching us how to clean our debt out. And I filed Chapter 7 again if I need to file Chapter 7. Who cares? Business owners file bankruptcy all the time. And Donald Trump filed bankruptcy. Only black people speak weird about bankruptcy, which is dumb because they don't do their research. But ain't nothing wrong. When you want to clean, have a fresh start, wipe it down and start over. But the catcher is when you do Chapter 7, what messed me up, I did Chapter 7 and I was getting them credit cards. I will never forget. Capital One sent me a credit limit for 3,000. I think no, almost $5,000. I got approved for a credit limit, and I just went crazy with that 5,000. Went just bad stuff at Walmart, Best Buy, stuff that I don't own to this day, and I just accumulate that debt again. And it took me to my 30s to appreciate and learn. No, it took me, almost 30 years old when I paid my first car off. And now I learned. So now if I get a credit card, I pay to know. I keep my credit utilization low. I'm learning all the tricks of the trade. Because I've learned to have better better spending habits than what I had in the past. I was very irresponsible in my spending. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. And now I'm working on it and working on my credit to finally be able to have a great credit score so I can be able to spend everybody else's money. So if I'll go get a car loan, I don't have to pay that much in interest. If I do get a home loan, I don't have to pay that much in interest. If I do want a business loan, I'll be able to qualify for all these type of things. If I want to get a hard money loan, to get into flipping properties and all that, I'll be able to do it because credit is key. Credit is key. So that's how it is. And even time when I have my credit card, I just pay a little bill on it and make sure I pay it off. I don't keep no I don't keep no balance on my credit card. No, I just have one. I'm about to get a second one. No balance on it. I'll pay it off. Ain't no minimum page of 30, not for me. And I do all that type of stuff. And I do great. And so I'm learning to be appreciative of my finances because at one point I was not good with my finances. I was terrible with it. And I've gotten much, much better, with my finances than I have. Could be much better. Just awesome and everything. So, being a business person and doing this stuff, it takes something. You really have to understand and be good with your finances. And so that's why Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we do a clubhouse and we talk about credit, we talk about hard money loans, and we talk about real estate, we talk about flipping, we talk about wholesaling. And I have have Don is his room, and he have his partner that does flipping, making a lot of money. Hell, one of the guys is about to have a whole deep Ellen idea in Louisiana. So flipping and making all this good money. And so I'm just teaching our folks, and I'm learning as well. My mother is learning. She about to close on her first deal as well. So it's just amazing. Like my mother became a first-time homeowner, in her life, and she's in her 50s. She got her credit together, and she closed on a house, and now she have her house that she can call home, and that's her property. And I love that about my mother. And now she's so involved in real estate and taking real estate classes and learning the language. And so when she goes to the rooms, a lot of stuff she will say before even Don said, because she's taking it so serious, and she's learning about wholesaling and learning about flipping and all that. So she's almost close with her first deal in wholesaling, and I'm excited about that she's doing that. She's an author. I mean, not an author, but she makes children coloring books. She's working on her first children book as well. I love that. I appreciate my mother. I more have a better relationship with my mother as an adult than I had when I was a child and a teenager, and I do appreciate that. I even love the fact that people are buying her book and purchasing her book. My cousin bought 5 books. My audience is buying her books. I purchased her book. I just love that. I paid for her new cover of her book that she's going to drop. I love that as well. I think that's awesome when it comes to stuff like that. Somebody said I made a lot of money wholesaling. You can. So I appreciate that, you all participating in what I'm doing. If you notice that I want my family to eat. I want to keep the wealth in the family and translate it and build it outside and build that black economic structure, that empire. So if my mama's author, I don't have to charge her for that. I make sure, hey, buy her books and everything like that because that's my mother. I don't do that for everybody. That's mama. That's mama. And I'm so glad that I'm able to help my mother out in her endeavor of being that. I'm working on my book, you know what I'm saying? Getting an editor for my book, and it's gonna be some tea, and that's gonna be another driver of the income, right? Because I just don't want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a writer, public speaker, etc., and all these type of things that I want to do in my career. And so I love the fact that we're talking about credit and real estate and all these things, and people are in the room. They appreciate that because every time I send a room out, we got a couple of people in there. Of course, it's not going to be millions of people because a lot of times when you have to do the work, you'll get people excited at one point, but it gets short. It get really short when you really get serious because a lot of people are not serious about doing this. A lot of people are not serious about their credit. When you have these type of conversations, they're not serious about these things, and we are very serious about all these things when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to credit, when it comes to owning, being a homeowner, and all of that, because like I said, you pay a lot in rent, and rent is going up. And so you might as well become a homeowner and have something that you can call your own. So that was that. So there's something else I want to dive into, you guys. I was reading a comment about someone, about me, and they were speaking to the point that they're saying, Wiley have changed. You're not the same. You're not humble anymore. And I say, I am humble. You're just used of me not having nothing, and being nothing. Once you see a glow up, and we haven't glowed up yet, of course it will be I've changed because you have not changed with me. You're not ready for my elevation. I can't be on the phone like I was in the past and respond to every comment in the past because they were upset I didn't respond to their comment because I have more people. I'm elevating. I'm no longer in a place to answer every comment like I was in the past because there's more people commenting. I don't have the time for that. And they got upset. I said I have to charge to get on the phone with you. If you have an issue, I have to charge for that because my money is time. Time is money. And I just don't have the time for that. You have to pay for that. That takes time for me to work on you and talk about you got issues. You have to pay for that. And it's a nice piece of money, because you're going to pay your therapist right or wrong. You're going to pay you know what I'm saying? You're going to pay your therapist money. So if you want me to talk about you hear your problems, hear you cry, hear you complain, then you have to pay for that. And it's not that I'm changed. It's not that I'm trying to be like I'm some. I am some. And yes, I can be humble, but then I can also talk my ish. You know what I'm saying? I can be very humble, but I also can talk my ish when I need to talk my ish. Okay. And I understand I am a humble guy. I love that. But I also can talk about my ish because I understand I'm talented. I understand I give great advice. I get that. But I'm not going to play this game that I have to, be all broke and just looking like, no, I'm getting my teeth together. I'm working on things in my life. You know what I'm saying? Got my skin looking together, get my weight together. I want to have this upgrade in my life. That's what I want to do. I think that's the appropriate thing to do is to upgrade in your life, and to entertain. I entertain people. I'm very funny. I appreciate that. And sometimes I just be funny with Lyft drivers, see if they laugh at laugh at the stuff that's going on. I appreciate that. So I love that I am a sit-down comedian. I love that I consider myself a producer. I love that. Sometimes, I love that. I just love that about myself. Did I always know this about me? No, I did not. I was bullied as a teenager, bullied as a kid. And so a lot of things I didn't know. And then one day I was in high school at Chicago Military Academy. You know where it's at, Chicago, Cloud, on 35th and Giles. I learned that I was funny. It was just one day I was in the lunchroom going off on somebody, and it was so funny. The next day I was going off somebody else so funny. Then I was making fun of the teacher. I became like the class clown. And so I appreciate that. And another thing that my mom found, and it just blew my mind. She found my 8th grade book. And my 8th grade book is when back in the day they used to have when you write about your classmates. So I wrote in 8th grade. I wrote this in my 8th grade book when I was in Perkins Bass Elementary School. I was in Perkins Bass Elementary School. And I wrote this in 8th grade. I said, I want to be rich and famous. I wrote that in 8th grade. When I was in Perkins Bass, it almost made me tear up because I'm getting the fame part. You get some fame and get the fame part from YouTube, but I want that rich part. And we're going to get that because I said it in 8th grade that I want to be rich and famous. I put that in there. And we're going to get it, okay? Like, people getting to know me. I want the riches to match with the fame, right? Because some people is famous, but they ain't rich. Uh-oh. You preaching, brother? Well, I know I'm preaching. It is some people that is famous, but they're not rich. They just got the fame. So I want to be famous and rich. All right. And I said that in Perkins Bass Elementary School in my book. Okay. In my book, I wrote that in 8th grade. It's in my book. I wrote it in 8th grade. And my mom gave it to me. And my sister, she crazy. Why you crying? About to tear up? You don't know no people. Blah, 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 blah. She just went off. But I was tearing up. I was like, wow. And none of those people I talked to, nobody in 8th grade I talked to. And just hearing, I haven't read the full book. And then one of the ladies, Sister Williams, in the True Church Holiness, she go to True Church. She wrote in there, get saved, get the Holy Ghost, and stay saved. I'm like, why did you have to put that in the 8th grade book? At least you say, go to college, get your degree. Sister Williams wrote in the book, get the Holy Ghost and get saved. I'm like, wait a minute. What about go to college, get your degree, get your law degree? She wrote, ain't nothing wrong with it, because she said she saved. But even though she made me cry and tear up and cry, she's very mean to me. But she said she got the Holy Ghost. And she said, get saved, get the Holy Ghost. That's what she wrote in that book. She wrote that in the book. So, so that's how it was. And I was like, wow, get saved and get that book. As she said, get saved. So she wrote that in my 8th grade book. And so I always tell about my life. I always speak about my life. And I always talk about it. Even my producer, I said, get to the mess. I'm going to continue to talk about my life. I'm going to continue to talk about it. All right. And before we get to the mess. Okay. So sit on down. We're going to get to it when we get to it. So just buckle your seatbelt. We're going to get to it when we get to it. I'm talking about Brother Wiley. Can I talk about me on the Wiley Show? All right. We're going to talk about me. So, yeah, she found a book. And so my grandmother, I said, come on, Grandma, we're going to get up and walk. My grandma haven't walked in weeks. It'll been a long time. So we're going to get up and walk today. So we got the sit-to-stand machine. And my grandma on the sit-to-stand. The sit-to-stand machine is when, to help you stand up. You hold on to things, you stand up, right? And my grandma haven't been walking. I said, okay, Lord. I said, get up and walk. We're going to get up and walk. I'm going to put the gate belt, put the wheelchair behind you. Let's walk to the recliner. They didn't think she was going to do it. So she got up. She walked, and she walked to the recliner. I reclined the recliner back, and everything was fine. It was a blessing. Because I was trying to tell my family, I said, listen, I've been in this YouTube. I've not always been a YouTuber. My core career for a long time was certified nurse assistant, right? I worked with elderly people. I worked with the mean ones. I worked with the sweet ones. I worked with the ones that was gone. And so I have all this experience. So when I went to that, I said, okay, here we go. So I went on, she got up and she walked. And I was trying to tell my family, I said, listen, you have to talk to her, not at her. And you have to be patient with elderly people. And you have to encourage elderly people, be their biggest cheerleader. And yeah, so I'm so honored that I can be here in my grandmother's golden years to talk with my grandmother. I mean, I've learned some great stuff about her, some fascinating things about her. It's just been awesome. And so I love the fact that I can see my grandma. My grandmother's still here in her right mind, even though she's not as active as she was. But I appreciate the fact that she's in her right mind. And I appreciate her at 88 years old can just talk about what she did in the 60s and the 70s and the 30s, all the way up to today. She's in the right mind. I love that I have one of my best conversations with someone. And people appreciate if you still have your grandma, you still have your granddad, those elderly folks, talk to them, because if you keep living, you will be elderly yourself. And learn from their life what to do and what not to do. And so I love to appreciate that I can talk to and everything like that. Okay, I love that. Now, let's get into these topics. Okay, we only got one topic today. Oh, child. Now, somebody, okay, Crystal, okay. She said, get to the topics. Crystal, you're a hot mess telling me to get to these topics. Okay. Where we at? Let's put Nicki and Armon up here. Now, let me first say this. Nicki and Armon Wiggins. I'm going to speak this to Armon first before we get to these topics. I am in a good space with Armon Wiggins. I don't hate that man. I want to say this. I'm not jealous of him or his success. I can't be jealous of someone that I told to get on this platform. You're going to make money on this platform. I said that to him. I encourage him to get on YouTube. And this is to talk about King of Reeds. And I know y'all gonna send this to King of Reeds, but before you send it to him, tell him to watch all of it. He told me, he said, King of Reeds don't see it for me. But back in the day, it used to be Justin J 1232, but it's King of Reeds, Justin J. I said, don't worry about that. You got a gift. I seen a talent in that man, and I knew that he was going to be successful on YouTube. I knew it. If I can turn back the hands of time, I didn't know nothing about being a producer. I would have loved to be a producer of the Armon Wiggins, a showrunner or a producer, right? Executive producer of the show. I didn't know what that meant. And so I had a conversation to a brother that worked in Hollywood. He said, you're a producer. I'm like, no, I'm not a producer. He said, you come up with ideas, great ideas. Some ideas I can't really get. It actually was on network television. I can't get into it. And so a lot of stuff, I start, and said, you are a producer. So I am a producer, as he said. And so I encourage that brother to come on YouTube. Now, where we fell out at, a lot of it was me. It was. Because I go back in the history. I go back when he known me when I was on 65th and Justine. We talked. When I known him when I was on 77 and Jeffrey, we were talking. We were cool. I thought we were friends. I can only speak for me. I can't speak for that brother. We had great ideas. I remember when we both got burnt out from the internet, we stopped going, he would stop going live, I would stop, or I would go back, he would go back, and everything like that. And so to see him now and his glow up now is to be honored. It should be applauded, because I think a lot of people want Armon Wiggins' life now, him being in a high-rise downtown LA, the studio with the lights and everything with the production. I think people want the life, but they don't want the struggle. Like some people want my life, but they don't want the struggle. If you want to walk in Armon Wiggins' shoes, then you have to go back when his house, father got married to someone else. Mother have her own life, and you were in a 2-parent household. Now you're not, and and you have to go back to when you were semi-homeless, when you were just trying to live life, and you have to go back when you go to jail, because Armon went to jail. So you have to go back to those times when he was a server, worked in a restaurant, when he got burnt by Jacob Kahainu, aka the Gossip Girl XOXO, didn't pay him and didn't really give that man no credit, and then got jealous of Armon. You have to go back to that time. You have to go back when he didn't get when he got 200 people in the chat, when he was excited to get 500 people in the chat. You have to go back during that time. So I think a lot of people say, I want his life. Well, okay, well, you got to take his struggles, right? And then I get people say, you obsessed. No, I can talk about a person that I've known. I will continue to talk about when he get famous and he's on his way. I'm going to talk about him then, all right? That's what we do over here at the Wiley Show. And I'm going to be obsessed with my YouTube students. We're going to be talking about them as well on our show. And so I just want to give a backstory that I appreciate the fact that, you know, Armon is successful in YouTube, right? He's going to be accessible in other avenues. You're going to see him hosting. You're going to see him in radio. You're going to see him in movies. You're going to see all of that about that brother, because I love the fact that he invests in himself and he is his biggest cheerleader. I give that brother that credit. With that being said, let's move to the Nicki Minaj piece. Armon was a huge Nicki Minaj fan. He would quote Nicki Minaj. He would play Nicki Minaj on the phone. He was a massive Nicki Minaj fan. Even got me into Nicki Minaj, right? Back in that time, I was a Nicki Minaj fan too. That boom, 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 boom bass. Okay, Super Bass was my favorite Nicki Minaj record. And so Nicki Minaj and Armon, they had a falling out because I think that Armon started to diss Nicki Minaj's husband and Nicki blocked him. But this is where Nicki liked Armon Wiggins, because out of all commentators, Armon, he does a great job covering female hip hop. He is the DJ Academics of female hip hop. And this is why DJ Academics know exactly who Armon is, because he goes viral. He's in the algorithm, right? He is the DJ Academics. And I don't want to demean him and say that. I just say that for y'all to hear that. But Armon is that guy for female hip hop. Armon got the power to put female hip hop, some female hip hop on, female hip hop stars on. When he brought Erica Banks, I mean, he helped introduce Erica Banks to an audience. He really pushed her in the algorithm on YouTube and others, and encouraged other people to get into Erica Banks. He's very detailed in interviewing, very details of covering the songs of Nicki and others that he covered. I think that he does a great job, and you only a hater, but I'm going to keep it real. And I understand that about Armon, the successes that he accumulated when it comes to Nicki. When Nicki did Queen Radio, some of Armon's best content was reviewing the Nicki Minaj radio shows that she did on Apple Music. But when Nicki fell out with him, and he was also fell out with T.S. Madison, T.S. Madison came on the show and she said with her deep voice, "I'm here and you're not." And then Armon said, "Oh, she talking about me." And so he started dissing T.S. Madison. And then, of course, you know, Nicki brought in, you know, Tasha K and all of that, you know, really doing digs at Armon. And this is, I love Kaya. I think Kaya is a great colleague of mine. I think, but Armon was more details than Caillou. You know, he's very more decent. I understand why she brought Caillou on. He had the neighborhood. He had, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhood. He had the shade room, now the neighborhood talk. I get that. But Armon have definitely been at the back of the line with a lot of people whom these people he's more talented than. I see it. And I'm not biased because I see the talent. The man is gifted. That man is really, really talented. When he's in his bag, he's in his bag. And I love that about him. Now, I would say this when Nicki Minaj, this is when you hear this, that these people be watching. Nicki Minaj went live on Queen Radio. She already dissed Megan, talk about Doritos. She dissed Lil' Kim with the plastic surgeon, Missy Elliott, and all these other people. But then she got to Armon Wiggins. She said, "It's people that get the gunshots and sounding like me, trying to be me, and all these try the things." I was like, "Are you talking about Black Tea Blogs? Because Black Tea Blogs sound like you, not Armon." Now, do Armon pick up some certain lingo for Nicki? Yes. That's to be expected when you are a fan of Nicki Minaj. But this is where Armon, you need to hear me on this. When people pick up your lingo, you shouldn't be upset because they are a fan. That's why I stopped watching you, so I don't pick up your mannerism and your lingo when you watch people. That's why I tell my students, I said, listen, or my clients or my mentees, whatever you want to use, I said, stop watching people because you would pick up their energy, right? Or their mannerism. And he was a huge Nicki. Now, he's not like Black Tea Blog, the one that gave me that private detective. She sounds like Nicki Minaj. Drop a tear. Like, she sounds just like her. And it was scary because she sounded identical. The woman, Black Tea Blog, even chewed ice like Nicki Minaj. She was gobbling down ice like Nicki, right? It was like so identical. like Nicki Minaj. And so, if anybody want to be like her, it's Black T Blog. Black T Blog is the type of person that would use somebody's identity for her own YouTube channel because she's insecure about her looks. She shared this, right? Ain't nothing to be insecure because Black T Blog is a beautiful black chocolate woman. Ain't nothing to be insecure about that. But she do sound like Nicki Minaj, not Armon. Now, did he pick up some of some of her style or some of her words? Yes, but it's not 100% identical. And even with the gunshots, it wasn't Nicki that brought the gunshots. They were having gunshots on the radio show back in the late 90s, early 2000s, before YouTube even came about, right? So it wasn't no Nicki Minaj created this. Armon Wiggins did not create the gunshots. That was some stuff that was created before YouTube even came into existence. So I ain't no problem with that. But with Armon, I get that message that you said you're not trying to be that. But you get upset when people do things like you and you go on a whole rant on your station. Now, you don't do it on your YouTube sometimes. But you go on that station and you go on these rants. People trying to be like me. You got a microphone like me. You was upset because I got a microphone and I just went to Guitar Center and got a microphone. You weren't the first person that had that microphone. I'm just saying. My point that I'm trying to make, don't get mad at Nicki when Nicki feel like you trying to be like her when you out here get upset when people are trying or they get inspired to do some of the things that you do. You go on a whole rant. So you're no different than Nicki. Y'all in the same boat. Y'all act like y'all don't see people exist. Y'all act like y'all don't see people that these people exist. Y'all lie and say, this person my friend, we've been on the phone, and then y'all go on these rants. Now, y'all may not name a name, but we know who y'all talking about. All right? So don't get mad at Nicki Minaj when Armon, you sit your tail in your apartment and goes on a rant on station here. Hey, the app radio is no different than station here. Y'all go on these rants. Now, I give you credit, Armon. I don't know if you did this by accident, unblocking me on Twitter. If we unblock each other, that's fine. We don't have to follow each other. You might as well unblock me because you said to Nicki, just unblock me. I'm saying to you, just unblock me because you watch me. That don't make no sense to keep me blocked and you watching me. That don't make no sense. So I'm glad that you're semi-living by your word. You got me blocked on Twitter. I don't know if you got me blocked on Instagram. You might as well block me on YouTube. Because if you want Nicki to unblock you, you might as well unblock me. You might as well allow people to say my name in your chat. And then we allow people to say your name in my chat. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at Nicki Minaj. Let me take my jacket off. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Get kind of warm. So you can't get mad at Nicki Minaj for not saying your name and unblock you when you got me blocked and you tell these folks that you don't know who I am. When I was in the District 7 police station, I called you. We were friends. So let's not play this game and you get amnesia. Because you act like and tell people that you don't know me when we have history. Before the Jason Lees, before all these people, it was Wiley and Armon. Wiley on Armon Wiggins show. I played the bad guy. You played the good guy. So please, let's not go there. Let's not go there. And do this. You cannot tell Nicki Minaj to live by this principle to unblock you when you try to block people and you act like they don't exist. You sat there. Oh, me and Wiley weren't friends. We were friends. Why you lying to these people? Stop that lie. And so if you want Nicki to unblock you, then unblock Wiley on all social media and unblock my name in the chat. The same thing. That spirit of being fake leaped out on Storm. He even got more fake. The only difference with Storm, he got exposed as being fake live on the show. So please don't come at Nicki Minaj when you moving around nervous, when you shaking in your boots by Wiley name. When you went into your YouTube to block my name, but then when you went live to talk about your successes of your year recap, my name is the first name in your YouTube search, sir. So we know that Nicki Minaj watch you. We know that she check out your reviews. The same way Nicki watch you, Armon, you be watching me. You wasn't doing no preaching. You wasn't speaking in no tongue. You wasn't doing that. You got that from the Wiley Show. And I will continue as long as I got breath in my body to tell the truth about the history of how you did me. The same way you feel that about Nicki Minaj, I feel the same way towards you, sir. All right? So let's not act like Nicki is so wrong when you doing spooked and nervous things on the YouTube streets. Now, you may not have been a real friend. I get that. But let's say we were associates. We was on the phone for hours and hours out, and I've known you. I've been on your show multiple times. A lot of times on Facebook before you transitioned to YouTube. When you first started on YouTube, I was on your show, right? So let's not act like I don't exist. I'm not your secret. I was your friend. All right? I have a tendency of getting people that don't want to see who I am, try to demean me, try to hide from me. I'm not your secret. I was your friend. All right? I'm not your secret. And so this is the point that I'm trying to drive. You have been a friend of Nicki. Now, what made you jump ship is because Nicki blocked you, you was in your feelings, and you jumped on the taco train, aka Cardi B. You became a Cardi B fan. Because you became a Cardi B fan when Nicki blocked you, when you was in your feelings about a block from Nicki, and then you became obsessed about Cardi, but it wasn't real genuine love. It was convenient because you were mad that Nicki blocked you. Then you all became Cardi, Cardi, Cardi. You ain't sounding like Cardi. You ain't pick up none of her mannerism. You never even said, okay. You never did none of that. All your mannerism ideas came from the queen. You was just mad because you got blocked by Nicki Minaj. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The same thing you accused me when Cardi B, when Tasha came on the show. Tasha on the show because I don't get along with it. We have that same type of energy. Let's be real here. You give that same type of energy, I give it back. All right? The reason why you blocked from YouTube is because you got me blocked on YouTube. All right? I give you the same energy. We don't allow no names in my chat because they don't allow my name in the chat. All right? So I give that same type of energy. So you want to be unblocked? Unblock me. Like Storm, diluted. He messed up a good thing. I was one of his biggest promoters. And then he wanted to get all fake. And then that money running low, now he got to go live 3, 4, 5 times a day because that money running low. So now he got to go live 3, 4, 5 times a day, release all that video because that money running low. Maybe if he would have did a show and had me on it, maybe the views would be a little bit higher. So now you got to do all that content, all that traveling, and you ain't bringing in enough income. See, I know you can tell somebody else, you can tell the Storm Chasers a lie, but I tell them the truth if they come over at the Wiley Show. So, and that's why he going live every single day, because them checks running low. He want to reach that quota. His spending habit, he's spending too much. It ain't going in his platform. It's going for him and that man or whoever else he's sleeping with. He's stashing up with that. That money running low. He living beyond his means. He ain't making that Armon Wiggins money. I know they're going to get mad at me talking about it, but guess what? It's the Wiley Show. He ain't making that Armon Wiggins, but he was at one point, but it's running low. Armon Wiggins is making more money than Storm. He can't come out and say it because both of them is close. Both of them are real good friends. I'm telling you the real. We looked at the numbers. He making more numbers than him, and he ain't got the 200,000 followers and subscribers. Tell him to respond to that. He'll respond to every other YouTuber. He ain't going to respond to Wiley because I got too much truth. I got too much truth. And that's why he got to go live 3, 4, 5 times a day. Armon making way more money than Storm. You see it in this content. This man got a starter kit. That's something I tell my students to get a Blue Yeti. When you're first starting out, get you a Blue Yeti. Here you at 200,000, you got you a Blue Yeti. Now, mind you, that brother had a whole Burger King headphone set on. Like, you know, them type of sets they had the football game when it's out mobile, it's good. He had that in the house. Had to take that off and got him a Blue Yeti. That man don't even spend no money in his content and his platform. Fake. That's why that money running low. And got in that house, that scooped the little studio they was in. Oh, don't say no names. Don't say no names. He ain't getting mentioned by what's the little Lotto? They ain't mentioning Storm. He's nothing compared to Armon talented skill set. Nicki Minaj ain't mentioning Storm. He's nothing compared to Armon Wiggins talented, his skill set. Nothing. That's why they don't mention Storm. Storm got more followers and subscribers than Armon Wiggins. Why they ain't mentioning Storm? They ain't studying him because they boring. He just come out that closet. Come on out that closet. You can't hide. Come on out. And them coins will come up. The reason why them coins, though, you too busy hiding. Reason why you at a standstill, you too busy hiding. That's why them coins running low. You're spending on them mans. You're trying to keep all them secrets. And that's why it's running low. Living your truth and that income will come on up. You trying to hide them boyfriends and them men's, and you trying to hide. That's why it's running low. And no, he ain't gonna respond. He can't respond to Wiley. He can't respond to me. I have too much of a skill set to respond to me. He couldn't respond to Armon Wiggins when he exposed him and dragged him for a film. Didn't respond. I don't know what to say, Wiley. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Oh, I thought about it. Send that hat weak. Don't nobody want to follow no weak man. Women like leaders. Women like real men. Women like leaders that's going to keep it real. Women don't like to follow a weak man. You bowing down to another man after he dragged you. Women honor strength. Women respect strength. Women don't respect a weak man. A woman will walk over a weak man any day. They respect and honor a strong man. They don't honor a weak man when you can walk over you. They honor a real man. Women like real men, strong. So, in my clothes about Cardi B, I ain't talking about Cardi, Nicki Minaj. She watched everybody. She watched the Wiley Show. She watched everybody. I'm not an obsessed fan. I'm too old to be a bar. I'm cockeyed and dark-skinned. I'm not no bar. Even though it's some cockeyed Barbie dolls, that's a lame. Maybe I can make that, right, Paul? We can make some cockeyed Barbie dolls for all the people that's cockeyed it. Write that down. Write that down right now, Paul. Oh, Paul in here. I'm sorry. I can't pay him. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I never consider myself a bar. I'm too grown for that. I'm a grown man. When I look like I'm grown, I'm a bar. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm saying something that foolish. I'm just a fan of her music. She making good. This other record she made talking about tacos and talking about people on horses and all that. I ain't like the record. It was trash. I didn't like the record at all. It was trash. Didn't like it. It was garbage. It wasn't no bars. I couldn't get in the bar. All that sorry singing. She called herself singing. Need to go to a vocal coach. I ain't like that singing from that one. What kind of singing was that? Get to one, sit down. If I was a producer, I'm like, all right, Nicki, let's get somebody in here. Let's get K Michelle. Let me call Tamar. Let me call SWV. Let me call Escape Without Candy. Let me call somebody to sing them vocals. You just stick to the rapping. Because you can't sing. Whoever told you that you can sing lied to you. Stop being cheap and get you a real R&B singer. Get Brandy. All right? SZA, Summer Walker, get you some Erykah Badu. The one that don't wear no deodorant. I know she funky on them armpits. She don't wear no deodorant. Right, Paul? Did Erykah Badu say she don't wear no deodorant? Anyway. And people there say, don't do too much. I'm doing everything. I ain't done no Nicki Minaj. She ain't paying my bills. So I can be able to be real. Some of y'all spend all your money and broke, homeless, broke. I'm a bar. Please, get somebody to sit down. She don't care nothing about you. You can lose your house today. She ain't paying for nothing. I'm keeping it real. I didn't like it. So, moderators, if you can drop the link, we can bring a couple of people on stream. Y'all, we can't do the phone lines because I'm mobile. We can't do the phone lines. We can't do the phone lines because I'm mobile. We can't do the phone lines because I'm mobile. Okay? So if you want to come on over to the show. Because we mobile. All right. Woo! This was a good show. I ain't like the record on that. It may grow on me later. If I have some of that Stella Rosa Black, maybe it'll grow on me. If I have some of that Stella Rosa Black, it will grow on me. But I can't sing it right now. It'll grow if I get some Stella Rosa Black. All right? All right. Thank y'all so very much. Let me see if there's somebody backstage. Okay, nobody on here. They don't want to call in. So thank y'all so very much. We had revisit this. Next I'll be back Texas, then I'm coming right back to Chicago because I gotta look for some more apartments. And we had to do that. I just want to make sure we do all that type of stuff when it comes to stuff like that. All right. Yeah, the windows fogged up. I appreciate that. Thank y'all for the love, for the support. But I have to keep it real, bro. I have to keep it real. Armon is challenged. I have to be myself. I can't be nobody but Brother Wiley. I talk mess. I'm going to continue to talk mess. I'm going to be a billionaire talking mess. This is what I do, okay? This is what I do. I talk mess, okay? I'm in my mom's car. I said, Mama, let me get in that car, okay? All right? So I got to go live and get a click and a view, all right? This is what I got to do. And I appreciate that for the love, for the support that you all have been giving the show. But like I said with Nicki, I love her as a rapper. I think she's an amazing rapper. And stuff like that. And she ain't name dropping. She using all them words like name drop Megan and do a diss record towards Megan and tag her in it. And what Nicki doing to be relevant, to be more relevant, she want she want Megan to respond. She want Cardi to respond. They're not gonna do it. Their labels already told them. We talked to some people, right, Paul? We talked to Yvette and we talked to other people in the team. Yeah, we talked to them today. And like I said, they're not going to respond to Nicki Minaj because they know what she's trying to do. And Armon said, I want them to go, you don't respond to me on a YouTube video, so no, they ain't going to respond to her. Why would they do that? Come on now. You don't respond. Come on. Let's be real. Make no sense. You don't respond to me and Wiley on there. Why should they respond to her? Let's be real. Why? Okay, they ain't gonna be doing that. Remy Ma did that. That's gonna be it. Nicki Minaj is 40-some years old. She mad that she getting older and she got all that surgery and it's affecting her health. And now allegedly. And now, you know, she want other rappers to respond to her, to be more relevant, to drive up in the algorithm. Because she ain't getting no Grammys. That's why she mad. She talking about everybody got a Grammy. She ain't got a Grammy, and it gets to her. Uh-huh. Lil' Kim got a Grammy. Lauryn Hill got a Grammy. Everybody got Grammys except her. Okay? So it is. Everybody keeps saying, Wiley, is you homeless? Well, that's the Cash App. Help Brother Wiley out. Megan and Cardi got Grammys. That's Cash App. But it is. Don't even ask me if I'm homeless. If you ain't put no donations to it, your words of inquiry ain't gonna help me unless you an investor. You know what I'm saying? There you go. It's right there. Right there. It's right there. Oh man. I just had to keep it real. Okay, I thought somebody had hit the link. I just had to keep it real. They just want some content. You better hit that. And we trying to travel to all that type of stuff. Wiley right. If John Wright could be homeless and get click to view, so can Wiley. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Gosh, I thought that thing was. Can y'all hear me? Somebody just called me. What in the world are they calling me for? Okay. Yes. All right. Thank y'all so very much. Okay, y'all can hear me. Yeah. And so people call it, I can't come and hang out with you. No, I'm with my niece and nephew. Leave me alone. Child. I ain't coming to no city. It's raining. I'm about to eat me something and take me a shower, read me a book, talk to my granny, and go to bed. Okay? I ain't got time to be going to no city. Like, what you hitting me up for? Child, please. They don't like this type. They don't like this type of teacher. So that's how it is. Nicki Minaj, she know who she married a man you got arrested. And then she taking a picture with her man. She got to take a picture with her man. He's still on the SA list. We got to talk about him on members only. Yeah. So you can talk about him all the time. Anyway. They want it to be a booty call, but it ain't going to be no booty call because I ain't coming. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thank y'all so very much. Wiley, you are not going to the no club for me tonight. I don't go to clubs in Chicago. Absolutely not. Nope. Not gonna happen. I'm an hour away from a club in Chicago. I'm about almost an hour and 30 minutes away from Chicago to a club. Okay, we in the boondocks. In the boondocks. And I like it like that. All right. I don't care if Nicki don't respond. I'm still gonna be able to give my advice and talk about Nicki Minaj. I don't care. If Nicki don't respond, I don't do stuff for a response. I just talk about stuff. She ain't got me blocked though. Everybody can't say that. Everybody can't say that. I'm still on her Twitter. Let me see. Let me see if I'm blocked. On all 12 of my accounts, I'm still on here. I ain't blocked. Hey. I'm still up on here. She do not got me blocked. She ain't got me blocked. I'm looking at she on the table. She just released She in Red. That was trash. She just posted top three favorite lines from Red Ruby the Sleeve. So she ain't got me blocked. Thank y'all so very much for your honor and for the support, for all the support. Thank you so very much. I love you. This has been a great show. If this is your first time watching the Wiley Show, hit the subscribe button. It is free. Thank y'all so very much. And I love y'all so very much for supporting us. If you want to contribute to this platform, we do have a GoFundMe. We're trying to raise $6,000 to travel more of this country. You can definitely do that. The moderator's got the information. If you need the information, you can just hit me up on IG and I will send you the link. I posted on my community wall as well. And we also have the show number where you can call me as well. Text me as well. And that Cash App is $ Marquise Wiley 28. $ Marquise Wiley 28 is the Cash App if you want to contribute. We do have a PayPal. We have that, and the moderators will post the PayPal as well. If you need any of those links, you can do that as well. And that's where you have that as well. So that's how it is. So we can travel more when it comes to stuff like that. And we will continue to do so. And yeah, so we can travel more. And that's how it is. We will be back in Texas and we're coming back to Chicago. And I think we're going to do Houston one of those days as well. So we are traveling this country. And so we're doing stuff. So it'll be amazing as well. And if you want your green, that's $4.99. $4.99. That's $4.99 to be a member as well. Of Jackie, that's $4.99. And you can become a member over there as well. Thank y'all so very much. Members, be ready. We're gonna do a members only. I'm gonna wait till my house quiet down, son. It may be a late members only, but we're gonna do a members only. And I'm gonna try to bring my sister on. So y'all be on the lookout, members. I will drop it in there as well. And we're gonna do the after show on Station Head. We're gonna do the after show on Station Head. And I will share the link to Station Head. We're gonna do the after show over there. It's gonna be a lot of noise in the back, but we're gonna do an after show as well. I'm gonna drop that in there so you all can see it. And I can post the GoFundMe in there as well. This is the link for Station Head. We're gonna do the after show on Station Head. And my members, I'm gonna bring my sister on. I'm gonna bring her on, and if she get off at 11:30, so it's gonna be a late live, okay, for the members and for Patreon, okay. Okay, that's the video. Okay. You said post the link to the coloring book. I will post the link to the coloring book. Let me do that right now. Give me a second. We're gonna post these links. And we're done. All right, I'm gonna post the link to the GoFundMe because we got that. Excuse me. I got church in the morning. Morning. Oh, ba. Oh, I'm gonna pin this. For the much. There we go. We thank y'all so very much for support. This was a good show. All right. Thank y'all for not name dropping other bloggers. All right. Okay. Thank y'all so very much. Easter, she's working on an adult coloring book as well. So she's working on that, and that should be dropping. She got a new Easter coloring book as well. She's dropping. So, and so yes. Oh, Picasso said I'll be up practicing my cups. You better say that, Picasso. She's very serious about real estate. So we thank her so very much for that, for joining our, you know what I'm saying, for joining us over there, for joining us. I appreciate that. And I love that, you know what I'm saying, for joining us and joining the clubhouse and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate that. And we will see y'all in the next episode. Yeah, soon. So we're gonna do the after show on Station Head, and we will see y'all over there on members only. Later on tonight, it's gonna be real late. So whenever my sister get off, we can get her on the show because she got her hair done. So that's gonna be appreciated. God bless you and thank you. Little black boy, you're beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. When times get here, always remember to please put God first. Thank y'all. Thank you so very much. Shout out to my moderators for holding it down and showing us love. Shout out to all the people out here. I am Wiley, the one and only. And we're going to see y'all in the next show. Okay. All right. We're in the car. Now let me go back with my niece and nephews. They're gonna ask me a billion questions. So I'll see y'all later for that way. All right. Thank y'all so very much. And I will see y'all later.